There is a force, a powerful driving energy that exists within every human being. It is one of the most intense, most creative, and most misunderstood forces in all of life. It is the energy of desire. But not just any desire. This is the energy behind attraction, behind emotion, behind creation itself. And when understood, when controlled, when directed, it becomes one of the greatest forces for achievement ever known. This principle is known as the mystery of sex transmutation. Now understand this clearly. This is not merely about physical expression, it is about energy. It is about the transformation of one form of desire into another form of power. The same force that drives physical attraction is the same force that can drive ambition, creativity, focus, and achievement. But only if it is redirected, only if it is mastered. Most people allow this energy to control them. They express it only in its lowest form: impulse, distraction, temporary satisfaction. And in doing so, they weaken their potential. They lose focus. They scatter their energy. They drain the very force that could elevate their life. But those who achieve greatness, those who build influence, those who create lasting success, learn to do something different. They do not suppress this energy. They do not deny it. They transform it. They redirect it into higher forms of expression, into vision, into purpose, into disciplined action. This is transmutation, the shifting of energy from one form into another, from physical desire into mental power, from emotion into creation, from impulse into achievement. Now consider this. Why is it that many of the most successful individuals are driven, intense, and highly focused? It is not coincidence. It is energy properly directed. Sex energy, when uncontrolled, leads to distraction. But when disciplined, it becomes magnetism. It sharpens your presence. It strengthens your communication. It increases your confidence. It fuels your imagination. You begin to think differently. You become more creative, more persuasive, more determined, more alive. This is why this principle is called a mystery. Because most never recognize it. Most never connect the dots. They experience the energy, but they never learn to use it. Now understand this. Transmutation does not mean repression. It does not mean denial. It means control. It means direction. It means choosing where your energy goes instead of allowing it to be wasted. Every time this energy rises within you, you are given a choice. Will you release it impulsively, or will you channel it intentionally? One path leads to temporary relief, the other leads to long-term power. Great individuals throughout history have often possessed a high degree of this energy. But more importantly, they learned to guide it, to harness it, to convert it into something greater. This is why creativity and desire are so closely connected, because at their core, they are the same force. Now imagine this. What if the energy you have been using unconsciously could be redirected into building your vision, into strengthening your discipline, into accelerating your progress? That is the opportunity within this principle. But it requires awareness, it requires control, it requires intention. You must begin to observe yourself, to notice your patterns, to recognize when your energy is rising and decide how it will be used. Will it weaken you or will it strengthen you? This is not easy, but it is powerful. Now go deeper with this idea. Energy follows focus. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. If your attention is scattered, your results will be scattered. If your attention is disciplined, your results will reflect that discipline. This is why mastery of attention is mastery of energy, and mastery of energy is mastery of results. Many people attempt to increase productivity without addressing their energy. They try to work harder while constantly draining themselves through distraction and impulse. This creates frustration, because effort alone is not enough. Directed energy is what creates progress. You can work long hours and still move slowly, or you can work with focused energy and move rapidly. The difference is not time, it is direction. Now understand this as well. When this energy is elevated, it enhances your emotional state. You feel stronger, more confident, more certain. And certainty is a powerful force. People respond to it. Opportunities respond to it. Results respond to it. Because when your energy is aligned, your actions become more precise. Your decisions become clearer. Your presence becomes stronger. This is what many describe as charisma, but it is not something mystical. It is directed energy. Now let us go even further. Discipline is not just about controlling actions. It is about controlling energy. Anyone can act with discipline for a short time, but sustained discipline comes from sustained energy, and sustained energy comes from direction. When you begin to consciously direct this force, you will notice a shift. Your habits begin to change. Your focus becomes sharper. Your tolerance for distraction decreases. You become more selective with what you give your attention to, because you begin to understand that attention is currency, energy is capital, and where you invest it determines your return. Now ask yourself, how often do I allow distraction to drain my focus? How often do I act impulsively instead of intentionally? How often do I trade long-term power for short-term relief? These are not small questions. They determine your trajectory. They determine your growth. They determine your results. Now let us connect this principle to those before it. Desire gives you the goal. Faith strengthens belief. Auto-suggestion programs the mind. Knowledge provides the tools. Imagination builds the vision. Organized planning creates the path. Decision commits you. Persistence sustains you. The mastermind multiplies your power. But sex transmutation fuels them all. It provides the energy, the intensity, the drive behind every action you take. Without energy, even the best plans fail. Without energy, even strong desire fades. But with directed energy, everything accelerates. Momentum builds, clarity increases, results compound. And when results begin to compound, confidence grows. And when confidence grows, action becomes easier. And when action becomes easier, progress becomes consistent. This is how transformation happens, not in one moment, but through consistent direction of energy over time. So now ask yourself honestly, how am I using my energy? Am I directing it, or am I losing it? Am I building power or draining it? This is not a question of morality, it is a question of effectiveness. Because energy, once lost, must be rebuilt. But energy, once directed, creates momentum. And momentum, once created, is difficult to stop. That is where progress becomes easier. That is where growth accelerates. That is where success compounds. Begin today. Do not ignore this force. Do not misuse it. Learn to guide it. Channel it into your work, into your goals, into your growth. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it strengthen your discipline. Let it fuel your ambition. Because when this energy is mastered, you no longer operate at an ordinary level. You think with greater clarity. You act with greater purpose. You create with greater power. And slowly, consistently, you begin to separate yourself from the majority. Not because you are different, but because you are directed. Remember this. Within you is a force capable of creation, a force capable of transformation, a force capable of achievement. Use it wisely, direct it intentionally, and allow it to elevate your life. My friends, we shall meet again. Good day.